Greetings and welcome to Rasta Lifeline. I'm Sister Ayla Adis. Today's video is about Rasta business, having the right mindset for success. So I want to share with you some of what I've learned being an entrepreneur for the last 11 years. As you know, most of you know my brand is called Ayla Designs, which means I love Africa Designs. And I just want to share the lessons I've learned and how I personally maintain the right mindset for success. Now, there are lots of YouTube videos that teach you about marketing, how to order products in bulk from China, um, how to use social media correctly, and how to use the right keywords and algorithms and all of that. This video is not one of those videos. I encourage you, however, to watch those types of videos because they really do help you improve your customer reach, and they also help you expand your business and that kind of thing. So this video is just my personal experience and what I think is necessary for you to have as a foundation to forming your own successful business. So my first suggestion is to research all the time. Whether you're now starting out, whether you've had a business for a long time, the research never stops. There's always some area that you can improve upon, whether it's social media, whether it's your product base, whether it's learning about something new like a new machine or a new technique. There's always something to research about to improve your business. And it's important to research when you're now starting out so that you can develop your brand from the ground up and do so efficiently and effectively. So whether you have a business or whether you are thinking of starting one, you should always be researching. You need to research as much as you can and have all the information that you need to launch, to market, and to produce effectively and efficiently. You need to research about your products, especially if you're doing natural care. You need to know about how your ingredients will react with different skin types, with different allergies, how to store them properly, all of that kind of stuff. For any business, you need to know where you will source your products, how you will sustainably afford them. You have to figure out what type of packaging you want, whether it's extravagant or whether it's minimalist to conserve waste, which is how I do mine. You also need to know your local shipping rates, how long your items will take to arrive, how you're going to go about tracking that information for people. These are just the basic examples of the kind of things that you need to know when you are going to have your business, because it's kind of information that you have to include on your website, your product listings, your FAQ, that kind of stuff, so that customers can know what's going on and that they don't always have to contact you directly. They will just see that information there when they're shopping. And included in your research is your skill set. Always seek to up your skill set. Wherever you start doesn't mean that you can't continue to improve your skill set. I don't only crochet, I sew, I can also make jewelry. So there are different things that I can do. I can also do worksheets and that kind of thing. I know how to use graphic programs. And these are things that I've learned over the years, things I've learned through YouTube. My king man has taught me how to run the graphic design program. I can always call on him when I'm stuck on something. So I'm constantly growing, constantly looking up sewing tutorials and all of these kinds of things. There are lots of people who provide their skills online for free. Definitely take advantage of that. So you need to teach yourself not just how to produce if you're making handmade products, but also how to run a website, how to do your own graphic art, how to run your own social media, and then apply all of that knowledge that you learn, apply it effectively, efficiently, that it really boosts your brand. This is something that you're always going to have to do. You don't have to hire someone to do these things for you, at least not from the very beginning, unless you can afford it or unless it's absolutely necessary. You should take the time to learn all of these different skills yourself, because When you do look to hire someone or bring someone into your business, they will not be able to take advantage of you because you will know exactly what their labor is required to do. You will know the how easy or how hard the skill is, and you will just be able to manage them properly. But on the other hand, you can also train a family member in these skills so that you can just include them in your business and include them in your journey, and they can provide the services that you need. That's also a very good way to go about it. I personally am a do it yourself kind of person. I do everything myself, my websites, um, the production, the shipping, the tracking, the graphics. I tend to do it all. So that's just my experience. And it is very tiring. And I would love to have someone who could do at least the social media because that's my least favorite part. But I mean, it is what it is because it's what I can afford. I can afford to pay myself, and that's about it. So you have to really think about what you can afford and what your time can afford you to do, and then move based on that. The next tip I would say is to align your brand and your work with an important purpose. What does your brand aim to provide to the world? What do your customers stand to gain from you and your products? Is there a necessary service that you're offering? Is it healing? Is it education? Is it lifestyle? Is it culture? What do you support? It is good to have a special purpose because that can form a community around it, and it can secure you with returning customers who are aligned and invested in your work's purpose as well. Like attracts like. So it is important to work only with people who can also align with your purpose and who can bring something beneficial to your business. Next, it is important for your business or your brand to be authentic. Always be authentic. Be authentic, develop your brand in a way that expresses who you are and what your purpose is all about. While you may do something that is similar to others, especially within the Rastafari niche market, it is up to you to have your own style. It is up to you to market your goods in your own authentic way. Many of us do jewelry, many of us make tams, many of us sew clothes, many of us make bags, bookmarks, stamps. There's so many different things that ones can do. Clay pottery, but it's important that your brand be specific to who you are, that someone can say, oh, that's a Isla Tam, oh, that's a Clay Creations pot, oh, that's a steam team coconut chalice. Your brand has to be something that people can identify just by visual. They should know, oh, that's tough like iron, oh, that's tribal immunity, oh, that's Mama Yashi. They must be able to know who you are because of your style. And it's important that everyone just be authentic, and that no one can say, well, this looks just like this person's. And we really want to have our own creativity. It's important to have your own sense of style. It is also important to overcome your fears and to be bold with your purpose and your brand, and be bold with being authentic. If you have something to share, share it. Make it all about you in terms of your creativity. It's important that customers really see, well, this is Isla, this is what Isla has to offer to the world. So just be mindful that it really is important that you have your own creative voice that people can identify with, and that they can appreciate, and that they can support. So the next suggestion I have is to set goals. Always set goals for your business and yourself. And you're going to set daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals, yearly goals. I always try to think ahead. I always try to make lists. Having a list is the most important thing that you could ever do when you are trying to plan or you're trying to set goals, so that you can always be on top of what needs to be done, And it also helps you to monitor what you have achieved or what you have yet to achieve, so that you can know how to organize things and put this as a top priority or move that down to a lower priority. These things are important. That feeling of accomplishment is priceless, and it goes a long way in keeping you motivated. So always set goals and work towards them every day, every week, every month, every year. And it's also important to set a routine for yourself to run your business as well. Especially if you have a family, or if you have another job, or if you homeschool, it's really important to carve out that time daily or weekly or bi-weekly, whatever works for you. It's important to carve out that time and to know that every day at this set time, this is your creative period. So you set time for yourself to create, to update your website, to update your social media, even if it's just 10 minutes at lunch during the day. Make time to reach out on your social media to people who have commented or have sent you a DM, or to respond to emails. Or you can spend that time looking at products, checking your inventory, whatever it is that you need to get done, you make time. The most important things that you have to do as an entrepreneur as well is build a solid relationship with your customer base. I cannot stress this enough. Your repeat customers are what keeps your business alive throughout the year, throughout the month, throughout the week. Outside of popular consumer seasons like 4th of July or Christmas or Rastafari holidays, or whatever times people like to buy a lot, Black Friday and so on. It is necessary to impress your clientele, not with just your social media, but with your product quality, and also with your good service to them, how you interact with them. Always be kind, even when they're being difficult and when they're being impatient about their order, which, trust me, there will always be one or two people along the way who want to kick up. Because I think customers fail to remember that once we mail something to them, it's out of our hands. It belongs to the mail system now, and we are not in control of that. So just try to always maintain a level head when you have someone who is disgruntled. And if you know that you provide a product which was not up to good quality, simply refund that person or send them another item. It's the easiest thing to do. And just remember that a good customer review on your website is what is going to convince new people to come and take that chance and buy something from you. So you always want to give the best service and impress your clients and your customers, so that they will also refer you to their friends, and they will keep coming back, and they will also encourage others to shop with you. Another important factor of having a good customer relationship is being honest. You always want to be an honest seller, be an honest entrepreneur. You want that when a customer orders something from you and they receive it in the mail, that when they open that package, they have received exactly what they are expecting. You want to know that the way that you have described your product is exactly what they should expect. Now, I mean, there will be one or two customers who are just disgruntled for the slightest little thing that's off. Sometimes the color might not be right. There's certain things that we just cannot capture with camera or with words in our item description. But you don't want to hype up your product and hype up your brand and then give people a subpar product. Never let that be the case. Always make sure that your product is made to the top quality, to top standard, and it is what they have seen in the photo. Or you can even use video to help customers see what your product really looks like, so that they will know what to expect. Another aspect of being honest too is with sales. I find on YouTube a lot of these top sellers who have made millions of dollars, etc., on Etsy and these other things, they promote raising the price of your item and then offering a sale, so that you're not actually losing any income. And I find that to be very dishonest, me personally. I think that a sale means exactly that, that a customer is getting a discount off of the regular price. I find it dishonest to raise prices and then say you're having a sale and that the person can get 25% off, etc. It's not honest and it doesn't look good. So what you need to just do is make sure that you price your item in a way that even when you do offer a sale, it is not that you're losing all of your profits. So you just have to be smart with pricing. So being honest as a seller, I think, is a huge part of earning a good relationship and a good reputation with your customer base. And it's not one that you should ever take lightly. And the next thing I want to suggest is that you always be careful with your finances. Keep track of every single expense. Plan your expenses as well. Make lists so that you know when you have to restock or when you have certain payments due, like website payments and that kind of thing. Have a notebook where you write all of your expenses down, because I find like if I try to do it on the computer, it will not be up to date. I will not make time to sit at the computer and type in um, Excel every day and that kind of thing, or whenever I do spend. So I prefer to have a notebook where I write all of my expenses down. I also have a notebook where I write all of my sales down so that when I'm preparing orders, I can see what comes next, who's next, how many things I have to ship every week, that kind of thing. So it's really good to have a hard copy. Whether or not you transfer it to the computer at a later date, that's up to you. But definitely always have a hard copy, which is a quick reference that you can always have at hand. And the next thing I would say is to be smart with your spending. Always get the best deals, use coupons when you can, and be mindful that when you have extra expenses, use that to get new resources that can facilitate expanding your business and your product line. Don't overspend when you have a little extra, because you also never know when you're going to have refunds, or when you might have an emergency expense, or when you might have a custom order that requires you to buy resources to fulfill that order. And I'll say with that, always be mindful of of special orders, because I've had people tell me, "Oh, can you make this particular style? Can you do this kind of hat?" And then when it's time for them to pay, after I've used my resources, they don't want to pay. So, or they have an excuse, so, oh, my card isn't working or whatever. So just be mindful of that as well. Be sure that you're not committing to something that in the end will cause you to lose out. Be sure that you can resell that product after. So the next tip I offer is one that I struggle with from time to time, especially during this pandemic or scamdemic, which has caused me to lose half of my customer base. I can no longer mail to Europe or to the UK, which, I mean, it's a lot of customers I'm missing, simply because our country no longer mails out to these places unless you're doing like DHL or FedEx, which can be pricey. And that is to have patience with the process. Whether you are starting out, whether you've had a business for a long time, patience is key. You have to go with the flow. You have to take things as they come. You always have to find ways around the challenges that may come up. A new business will take time to thrive. And I can say that because in my first year of being online, I made one sale, one single sale, a pair of earrings similar to these. And that was it. In the beginning, I had mainly local orders. I was in Barbados at the time. And my mother, did a lot for me. She told all her friends, my aunts, and, people that she knew. And those were the first customers that I had. So, it takes time to build up your customers. And especially when you're now starting out online, this is why social media and that kind of thing becomes really important, because you have to put yourself out there for people to know that you exist. And in doing that, you have to have patience for them to find you and for them to make the decision to um, place an order. And it's also important to get reviews from those early customers so that you can start being more visible, because Etsy and those kind of platforms and Amazon and that kind of stuff, the more reviews you get, the more they promote your brand and the more you will get seen in the search. The more reviews you have and the more sales you have brings you up closer to the first page, if not the first page on search. So it's a process. It's a process, and you really have to be patient, right? You have to keep learning about keywords, using the right tags, using the right keywords so that your items are searchable. People can find them when they type something into search. So you also have to realize that when you now start out and things are going slow, it's important to add more products if you can, to expand your offerings. Because when I first started out, I just had earrings and very bags, very limited offerings. And it's when I added hats and lock caps that sales really started to pick up. And to this day, my headwear is what really makes the money for my business. So if something is not working, have patience, but also just try something new. Reorganize your approach. Find a new way to bring forward your products. Also take better pictures. Have a good camera. These are the kind of things that I myself have had to improve on when I could afford it over the years. So it's a process. You can't always do everything at one time unless you are blessed to have a good financial base to start your business with. And if you don't, you just do a little bit at a time as you go along. You just have to have patience with yourself and realize that you are not a failure because you cannot do everything that you see other designers or other producers do at one time. You have to go at your own pace, and you also have to make the best of what you have. Okay? And have patience through the slow periods. It's very important. Some weeks I feel like, oh man, no sales. And then other weeks it's like, damn, too much sales because it's too much work for my hands. So, just be grateful. Just move with gratitude no matter what your process is like from day to day, week to week, month to month. Always just be grateful. Don't complain. Just take it as it comes and do your best. If you have to be a little late with getting stuff out, just let your customers know. Just find ways to balance. Having the right mindset to be successful requires you to approach your business with zeal every day. Be zealous every day. Approach each new day and each new challenge with a positive attitude. Through the high points and the low points, maintain a steady head. Keep your interactions positive with your workers and your customers. Your mindset is what makes or breaks you as a business owner. So it's really key that you have that zeal. If you don't love your business, you will not produce what you at the level that you need to produce at. You will not reach people in the way that you need to reach them to be successful. So you really have to have a love for what you're doing, and you have to have zeal for what you're doing. Next, I will also say that it's important to take time weekly to rest. It's important to rest your body and your mind and allow yourself to regenerate. For me, that's usually on the strong end. On the weekend, I take my time to just relax. And I also suggest that you always do other things that inspire you to be creative. It's important to keep your creativity up as much as your zeal for what you do. Whether it's traveling, going outdoors, listening to music, reading, going online, going on Pinterest, and seeing what the trends are, what people in your niche market are vibing on. You should always stimulate your mind with new ideas regularly. For every season, come up with a new collection, come up with a new product that can keep people interested. And my final suggestion is very simple, but it can actually be the hardest one to enact. Believe in yourself, believe in your product, believe in your brand, believe in your capabilities, believe that you have what it takes to be successful enough that you can be your own boss. Believe that you have something to offer to the world that people want to receive. Believe that you can do it. No matter what, believe that you can do it. Never stop learning, never stop improving your craft, never stop finding new ways to elevate your business, to elevate yourself, never stop finding new ways to market yourself, never stop finding new ways to reach out to other producers in your niche. You know, do your markets, do your collaborations, do whatever you need to do. Promote other brands, work with other brands if you can. You know, just find ways to keep yourself on track and keep yourself supportive of your business, because you're the number one supporter of your business. You are the creator, you are the manager, you are the most important person for the business to thrive. So be proud of your accomplishments, appreciate your journey. Don't look at what other people are doing and think negatively of yourself. The only time you should be looking at other people is to get inspired and to look at trends, see what's new, you know, to learn how they're marketing themselves, you know, get ideas. Of course, you're still going to be authentic and you're still going to do it with your own style, but it's nothing is wrong with looking at what other brands are doing, as long as you don't encroach on their creativity and their style. There's nothing wrong with learning from others. And you know, you can use their success to motivate your own success, to achieve your own level of success. We will all get our slice of the pie once we work diligently and remain authentic. So it's important that you just commit to your business and give it your all, and you will be successful. So I really hope that my little pep talk has been helpful and that it will motivate you to get out there and do something new, to be creative, or maybe to even just take the first step to setting up your own brand. There are lots of websites that you can use and that are user friendly, where you can just change your templates and import your own pictures and just customize to what you want. You don't need a website developer to have a nice website. You can also go on YouTube. YouTube has everything. Whatever program you want to learn, whatever platform you want to learn, whatever graphic design you want to learn, guaranteed there is someone on YouTube who will teach you the skill that you need to get your business started. So definitely take advantage of the free online platforms. Buy books, take a course, seek out a friend who you know has a special skill. Don't be afraid to learn for yourself and to do what you need to do to get your business on track. So I wish you good luck. I wish you prosperity. I wish you success. And I wish you gratitude. And I wish you a positive mindset. Be your own boss. Take control of your future. The future right now is changing. I will also say that it's important for us to all be aware of the changes that are coming to our world. Our world is becoming more digital by the day. The metaverse is the future. It's important that within your business there's someone who's learning how to code, because coding is the future of everything. A lot of things are going to become obsolete, and coders are going to be the most sought after career or skill set. So teach your children how to code, let them do online courses, let them download um, Space Monkey and Scratch and all of these different platforms that they have right now to teach about coding. You yourself learn how to code so that you can make your own apps and, just be up to date with the future of the world. So give thanks for watching. Blessed love, and I'll see you next week.